Hello and welcome to Wrestling Mom's Basement. This is going to be a review for NXT Great American Bash 2023. I, of course, Patrick Young, and to my right is the very professional Joe Venuto.
The Great American Bash 2023 took place in Cedar Park, Texas, with an attendance of 3,900 and something. Commentators are Booker T and Rick Joseph.
Happened on July 30th, 2023.
I said the wrong date, didn't I?
I don't think you said a date.
Oh shit, I forget. The Great American Bash kicked off on the show that kicks things off. The kickoff show here. Dragon Lee.
Professionalism.
We're getting better. Dragon Lee, Nathan Frazier, Valentina Ferraz, and Yulisa Leon defeated Manford.
I do think this was a very nice multi-person tag team match to kick things off here. There was a nice pace to it, nice and brisk, that got the crowd excited for the night. I'll break it down individually almost. To me, I think Lash needs to stay in more for offense. She needs to stay in more power than trying to do more acrobatic stuff. Yes, she's athletic and can pull it off. But she's very sloppy in doing so, especially on a bigger stage, where her power stuff I thought came off a lot better since she towered over everybody else in the match,
including the men.
Now I also say that for me this was actually a nice showcase for Ora Mensa, Yulisa, and Valentina as well. I thought they were actually given some high spots to actually make their mark in the match, which they don't always get. Instead of just being Noam Dar's fourth and just that tag team for Yulisa and Valentina, they finally got something, and I thought they stood out a little bit. I think the complaint I would have though is that it kind of cuts off whatever they have for the Heritage Cup, Noam Dar, Nathan Frazier thing. There's two cups, but if Dar's just going to lose to the Nathan's team, why do we want to see any of that? And also, it cuts off Metaphor's leg before they even can really get anything going, too, I think. Or it's possible.
Pat pretty much covered everything. Not a bad match at all. Match that kind of had a shitty start first, but it did pick up in the end.
Mm-hmm. I gave it a C+.
A C+. Up next, the D'Angelo family defeat Gallus to win the NXT Tag Team Championships.
I thought this one was okay. It works as an opener mainly because this is Stax and Tony's final triumph, as they finally take down Gallus after a long journey of being in prison or not turning on D'Angelo. Yes, it's convoluted, but it was a long way to get there, and they're one of the more cohesive teams that can actually wrestle for the tag team titles right now. Overall, solid match, and it got what it was supposed to do.
I'll just say we're eating good because Gallus are no longer the champs. No offense, but they need a personality transfusion. So at least it tells all people with personalities, even if they have fake accents. But we eat good because we're Italian, so we eating good fists in both terms.
True.
Because Italians make the best food. I just single out the whole xenophobic here.
I gave it a C.
See. Up next, Roxanne Perez defeated Blair Davenport in a weapons wall match.
Overall, I thought this one was a pretty good match here, and my second favorite match of the night. It to me came off more as the usual WWE hardcore street fight feel. I did like that they added Blair popping up out of the crowd hooded, because that's how she attacked Roxanne, and that's how the feud started. So there's a little bit of callback there. But otherwise, they rolled out weapons, used them. It was a good match, but I wouldn't necessarily say there's anything that this would stick out from any of those either. So,
fun women's match here. I really enjoyed it. The right person won it. If you know, you know.
He can read between the lines. I'll flip somebody off on another podcast, not ours.
Alright.
Because professionalism.
We are. Really agree.
B-.
B. Up next, Baron Corbin debuted a new theme song. Sounds like it should be like some type of fight video game type Assassin's Creed type shit. But you know what, I did actually fuck with the song. Death Rebel's doing some good songs in the league. So good for them. Not the match. Baron Corbin and Gable Stevenson went to a double count.
Did it say how long it was?
No. Let me see. Cage Match, anybody has it?
Because my grade would depend on it. Yeah, they got a way of getting out of anyone getting pinned.
6 minutes and 31 seconds.
Ah. Okay, so they got out of it by not pinning anybody. Which I guess is a smart way to get yourself out of the situation.
Has a whopping 2 overall cage match.
I would ask, why'd you even put yourself in that situation, though?
I'm trying to say that in the build-up, but don't listen to me.
I mean, I kind of get that.
No, I disagree.
I kind of get that you want some Gable in there with a veteran, and Corbin's that guy. But maybe ill timing here, and maybe not give Corbin his full entrance if he's still looking for himself or whatever. That probably could have helped, but meh. The crowd also shit all over Gable Stevenson too.
Yeah.
He didn't do, from what I saw, he didn't do bad. His suplexes looked nice. I kind of see something more since he's been like hyped up for years at this point. Well, at least 3 since the last Olympics. But honestly, this whole thing didn't need to be on the PLA at all. And just took time away from anything, really.
This match was a complete waste of fucking time. But it's quite obvious who the fans like and who they don't. These fans fucking hate Gable Stevenson. I don't remember the last time Baron Corbin got a legitimate babyface reaction, but the crowd loved him tonight. So, good for him.
I gave it a D.
Yeah, D. And then JCJ attacked Lyra Valkyrie backstage. That match was after Tuesday's edition of NXT. Then, and then Rhea was proud to see Lyra fighting her. On next, Dom defeated Wesley and Mustafa Ali to retain the North American title.
I thought this was a solid triple threat. To be honest, I was a little disappointed in it. I was expecting a little bit more action to it. Or a little bit more of a wow factor here. I mean, I got the ending. I knew that was coming from a mile away. That Rhea would help Dom successfully retain his title. But I kind of expected more to this match than we got. It wasn't bad or anything, just it's just one of those matches where it in your head sounds better than what you actually get, but it was a fine match.
Yeah, it was a fine trouble for it.
C.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, C+.
C. Next, Tiffany Stratton defeated the heel in a submission match to retain the NXT Women's Championship.
Overall, for me, this came off as fine. There were, from both women who are more experienced, there was sloppiness, and it showed. Thea almost dumped Tiffany on her head halfway through the match. Tiffany can't hold a Boston Crab for shit. Well, I've never seen someone have so much trouble with a Boston Crab in my life.
And Kelly and Brie Bella had a match based around it.
in a submission in the ending of the match where she's supposed to hold on because Thea shouldn't be able to escape. Tiffany just kept on fidgeting with the damn move. Like she didn't know how to hold it, or if she was constantly holding it wrong. At that point, just stay in a position and get in a position and stay there with it. Because that would, even if you're doing it wrong, that would still look better than what you were doing.
Yeah, they got exposed.
Yeah, so it's pretty much inexperienced people got exposed tonight in a submission match. Overall, I thought the story beat was fine here with Andre Chase throwing in the towel. It would have looked a lot better though if Tiffany didn't keep on readjusting the Boston Crab. But it came off rather fine. It was a good match, decent match, I'd say.
I thought it was a really good showing until the finish, where Tiffany struggled to trap Thea and Boston Crab. I think it's because there's so much of a height difference between Tiffany and Thea. Like Tiffany can't stay with it, so she had to sit, but she kept slipping with it. I'm not really sure now.
She kept them. If that's the case, just hold her legs and stand. Just stay in one position so it doesn't look like she can escape.
Not really sure how far.
Yeah. See.
And Rhea just called Dragon Lee a wannabe Rey Mysterio because Lee wears a lucha mask backstage. Then No Mercy's back. Time to bring back the No Mercy theme song.
No Mercy.
For NXT this week, interrogation.
I wonder if they're gonna do Armageddon and bring back the Armageddon theme song.
That is there.
Yeah.
That was like Takeover. The end. Remember?
Yeah. The end is here.
NXT this Tuesday, and we have a Schism interrogation. That sounds 2.0. That's all hell.
Yeah.
We have Lyra Valkyria versus JC Jane in a half 2.0 match. And they have A Thorpe versus Dijak, which doesn't sound like a 2.0 match.
Yeah.
So there you go. You get all the worlds of 2.0. And in the main event, Carmel Hayes defeated Ilya Dragunov for an orthopedic match.
Yeah, in one of the matches, I will speak the less about her, as it's pretty much what I got out of it. It was an excellent match here. The spots were quick pace, highly acrobatic, highly skilled, and continue the story of Trick and Mella being more separate going forward. Is that Trick did get involved, although Mello doesn't want him to, and Ilya hit his head on the belt as they pointed it out afterwards. But I think that's probably something you should have explained when the move happened.
Right.
But other than that timing issue on commentary, this was by far match of the night.
Yeah. I'll just say, well, a battle wall match, and holy shit, it was fucking worth.
I gave it an A-.
A. Overall.
Overall, I'm gonna give this a C-. And maybe it's a little low, and maybe I'm being a little harsh. But the main event I thought was top notch here. The rest of it feels like lackluster to perfectly fine to me. And maybe that's more or less just one match dragging it down for me. But it did. But usually after NXT pay-per-views, and I'm talking about Shawn Michaels post 2.0 NXT PLEs, that there's usually a feeling of progress and things are moving forward. This one didn't necessarily have that same feeling to me. Again, the main event was very strong. Excellent stuff there, but the rest of the card was fine to again, lackluster.
I give it a C. I taking the main event out. I think I want more out of Triple Threat. I was expecting more. I had higher expectations from Triple Threat. Roxanne Blair may have been bogged down by the gimmick by having them gimmick by bogged them down more than just having a straight up wrestle match.
Yeah.
Well, but why they had the gimmick because of Roxanne's story. So, but I want more from the Triple Threat. See, everybody said this was a strong card going. I said when we watched NXT on Friday night, I don't think this is going to be a high expectation card. If your main event delivers, the show passes. Luckily, you knew what the main event delivered.
Yeah.
I thought Dragon Lee should be in better position on the card. Luckily, it looks like he's going that route. I think
he's probably the person that eventually uncrowns Stomp.
Yeah. So I feel like opener, I don't really care about either team. But I'm glad that the tag titles have a little bit more personality to them. Each also the better workers.
Yeah.
But I'm glad that the titles have a more personality to it, at least. Because the tag titles have been the one weak spot in NXT, even on TV, I felt.
The Gallus member I care about is the cheerleader.
Yeah. The Roxanne Blair, it was the second best match, but I still hold Roxanne Blair a little higher than that. So, Corbin deserves somebody better. You want to put Corbin with a newer guy? Corbin versus Dragon Lee. There you go. That's a nice view. Elevate Dragon Lee up the card, and Corbin's good with working with small guys. There.
And Oro and Dar can bump for Gable on his suplexes.
Right, yeah. Because you got much better workers to make Gable Stevenson look good.
Yeah.
There, and people that aren't going to get pushed by Nolan in that group right now.
Exactly.
And he's not really getting pushed, he's a comedic character, so...
Exactly.
Yeah. And Nathan Frazier hide his weaknesses. And then I believe I had to turn Gable heel after this. And Tiffy and...
I mean, you do have his brother who's also heel joining Gulak
and Charlie, so he would fit right in.
Why not, yeah. Give them a more hyped name, raise that group stature a little bit.
Might have to turn Corbin babyface, but that's where it tried. Well, if he turned back into how he debuted in the original NXT, could work.
But this time with a graphic of a burning ship rolling over the seas.
I liked the theme song. I had no idea what the graphic was.
I mean, I guess it could fit Corbin.
Okay. So when he turns into Paul Burchill this week, we'll...
Yeah.
So fuck you, Cedar Park, Texas, for cheering for him, because now he's going to be a friendly pirate.
He's going to get an eye patch and a parrot, isn't he?
Yes.
They're in Florida, too, so...
Right. And Tiffy, I don't know if review matches like this, but to say why I gave it a C, which is a low score in the year 2023.
Yes.
I think it's the second lowest pay-per-view ever for a year, I think.
I think it's my lowest.
Zero Double or Nothing. Or Slammiversary. It's one of them. Or Vengeance Day.
Slammiversary was a C.
Okay.
Double or Nothing was a C. Rebellion was a C+.
No, I have them all tied.
Yeah, for me, this is the lowest.
This might have been the weakest one, because you also got people that didn't expose on this one.
Yeah.
Tiffy and Thea specifically, I thought got exposed a little. I thought they had a really good showing, and then they just lost. They lost control of the match.
Yeah.
And Carmella and Dragunov felt that was on Takeover Cedar Park.
That was your takeover quality match for this time around.
Right, last time was Dragunov and Dijak, believe it or not. Time before that was, believe it or not, was Dragunov, JD McDonough, Wesley, Dragon Lee, and I forget who else was in that 5-way at Stay and Deliver. For North American title. Wesley, JD McDonough, Dragunov.
I know it was only 5.
Right. It was Wesley, Dragon Lee, JD McDonough, Dragunov, and Axiom.
Yeah.
So, Dragunov's the takeover guy. I didn't want those matches. that should also be called up, so you might not be getting those matches much longer. Then I think they have a chance to continue the story here.
Yeah.
At least for a little bit longer. And I'll say again, I feel like NXT puts more effort into their TV shows, I feel like, at times than they do their PLEs, though.
Which can be a help at a detriment.
Yeah, because I swear there's more stuff I praise on their TV shows than when their PLEs hit, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I love Dragon and Braun from a few weeks ago. Nothing will hear minus the main event comes anywhere close to that.
Yeah.
I love Dragunov and Corbin from a few weeks ago. Nothing will hear comes close to that.
No.
I love Carmelo and Corbin. Nothing will hear close to that minus the main event. Take the main event out, this show is by far the worst show of the year.
Yeah.
The main event elevates it. But I'm not as disappointed because I said that. I said I said this is, compared to Battleground, this is a strong card.
Yeah.
I knew that.
I kind of...
I wanted it more, but
like inexperienced people, I expected to do at least...
better than what they did.
Better than what they did. And what we got out of the more experienced people, I also expected a little bit better.
I will say...
minus the main event.
I thought the triple threat... I think the triple threat was better. I think I agree with being the Beast.
Yeah. I would probably say like C+.
Well, I had a C,
yeah.
So, yeah. And Roxanne Blair was better, too. It was definitely...
I also thought they would have done a little bit more... Maybe it's because I thought they would have done a little bit more care with Gable.
No, that was just a
structure that
that was
match a little
just
bit.
soundcase, that thing.
Yeah.
Actually, that's not on the card. The show's probably like a C+, B- at least.
Yeah.
That was probably the worst pay-per-view match this year, other than Adam Cole and Jericho.
Yeah.
This is probably the worst pay-per-view match this year. It was WWE's worst.
Yeah.
Yeah. Adam Cole and Jericho had a lot more hype, so that might be that's probably the worst one.
Yeah.
But I'll do it. I'll do it for this. Pat did lose thanks to the Weapons Wall match show on Wednesday.
Yeah.
He said, please, if you can, I had WCW 99. Can you please give me WCW 2000? I was like, I really don't want to. I want to give you something like a Wrestling 17 quality show, but okay, I'll give you something from WCW 2000. So think about this. Have you watched Match of the Beach yet? Or no? 2000? Did we do it?
I haven't watched it yet, no.
So think about this. This week. Pat's only going to be watching Match of the Beach 2000 because we're booking that next Sunday. But he's going on Wednesday, he's doing Slamboree 2000. Yeah, no reunion 21s. Oh, we're going to show your finger. So you're alright. But not
You're reaching that point, yeah.
But not only that, on top of those two, we also have...
I'm holding back because this is our podcast. I don't give a shit about it. And I'll flip him off anytime.
On top of that, though, we also have SummerSlam 2010 we have to watch for our retro review for next weekend. So here's the schedule for the week. On Wednesday will be the Slammiversary 2000 pleasure review, brought to you by Pat. On Friday will be our SummerSlam 2010 review, brought to you by us. SummerSlam 2023 preview and predictions on Saturday morning. SummerSlam review. Good night.
Good night.
Hopefully on Saturday, but more than likely I feel like SummerSlam's gonna go long. So SummerSlam review on Sunday morning. And on Sunday afternoon, some point, the Pat and Joe save Bash and Beast 2000.
Yes.
That's one to save.
That's gonna be a hell of a lifeline we're gonna have to throw to save that thing.
If I can make it a C-level show like tonight, I'll be considered a success. So I'm just proud of that.
If I get it up to a C-, I'll be happy with myself.
Right. So, but I'm doing for all that. We'll be back Wednesday this weekend, and then catch us sometime during the week on the Touring Time podcast, which we are now part of full time because it seems like it's just going to be a monthly or two month thing. So, hey, it fits into our schedule. Doesn't interfere with this and you guys. Mm-hmm. Catch us on that where we did do the great SummerSlam matches. That should be up. I'll post a link on Twitter and in the description of Wednesday's video if it's uploaded. Or not on the descriptions of next week's video. Because I'm not sure if there's a way I could just post a link to the page on the. There might be a way I could post a link to the page in the profile. Once I do that, that would be easier. But Let's figure that out. Let's see is that.
See them.
See what winds up with that.